Z-Seer Plus is a Windows-compatible software program that we developed to analyze the health of a Z-Wave network. And this particular tool works exclusively with HomeSeer, HS3, or later systems. When you launch Z-Seer Plus, the program is going to scan your network and create a map of these node blocks. That's what you're seeing here. Each one of these node blocks represents an individual Z-Wave product that's installed in your house. And each node block has some interesting information already on it. For example, this node block here, if you look at the very top center of it, it's displaying the number 11. 11 indicates the actual Z-Wave node number. And to the right of that 11, you're going to see the speed for the block. And in this case, this particular block, this is a HomeSeer HSM 200 unit, and that's designed to operate at up to 100 kilobytes per second. So you'll see 100K there. Now, in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to see an icon that is either going to have the letter D on it, or it's going to have a number. As you can see, some of the other node blocks, there's a 1, there's a 2. Anyway, that icon represents the number of hops that it takes for the controller, which is in the center of the screen here, to communicate with this node, with this product. And a D stands for direct. So this multi-sensor that I have in my shed is in direct communication with the controller. And as you can see, if you double click on it, a line is drawn from the controller directly over to this node block. And that indicates the path, the command path. You can move the blocks around a little bit, make it a little easier to see. Now let me double click on another node here. This particular one has a number 2 on it. That indicates there's 2 hops. So 2 other nodes are involved in this route in order for the controller to get a command signal to this device. As you can see, it's going up to what appears to be node number 26 and then node number 40. Before it reaches the overhead lights in the garage. It's possible to move these node blocks around to try to make it a little easier to see the path. Obviously, the node lines are drawn underneath these blocks. So feel free to move blocks around if you're having some difficulty seeing the actual route. Now that's pretty clear now. Now the N that you see appearing on a number of node blocks, that only appears when you double click on a node to check the route, and that N signifies that that particular node is a neighbor of the node that's selected. So all these little N's that you see all over the place, these devices are all neighbors of the overhead light that's in my garage. If you look down below, where I had the cursor there, you'll see there's a listing of all the individual neighbors. Node 2, Node 11, Node 14, and so forth. Those are all neighbors of the overhead lights I have in the garage. The bar that's on the right-hand side of the node block that looks like a progress bar indicates, if you roll over it, you'll get a number. This number is 13. That indicates the number of neighbors that this node has. And as you move from block to block and you roll over that bar, you'll see a different number represented for how many neighbors that particular device is in communication with. I want to point out too that all of the nodes that are in this particular route are shaded blue. Blue indicates 40 kilobit per second speed. Orange, I just clicked on a different one here. Orange indicates 9.6 kilobit per second speed. And if you find a node that is operating at 100 kilobits per second, you'll see that it lights up in green. I'll try to find one of those routes for you here in a moment. To do that, I'm going to isolate all the 100K nodes. So in the drop-down menu below in the filter column, I'll go ahead and select that. As you can see, the black blocks that light up now, those indicate 100K nodes. I'll see if I can locate a node that operates at 100 kilobits for the route. Okay, so now I've double-clicked on a multi-sensor in my garage, and you see all the hops, the other nodes that light up, are all green. This indicates that this route is operating at 100 kilobits per second, and that's the highest speed. This 100K node is operating at 40K, Here's another one that's operating at 40K. There's another one that's operating at 40K. Another one at 40K. And so by changing the filter, a different set of nodes now light up. These are all 40K nodes. And by selecting 9.6 kilobits per second, my one and only 9.6 kilobit per second device lights up. And the route for that is orange. Now you can also type in a string if you want to find a particular node number. You can type that node number in. As you can see, that lights up now. And I can also isolate or filter the view based on location 2 and based on location 1. Right now, for example, I'm looking at everything that's in the basement. And I'll change the location 1 filter to the living room, and that'll just show me all the nodes that are installed in my living room. If you right-click on a node, a testing option comes up. My pop-up popped up out of screen here. Okay, so this allows me to test command and also response packets. Now, if I want, I can also test the health of the entire network by clicking on the Test All button at the bottom. As the test works its way through, you'll see that nodes are going to light up white. That indicates that particular node is currently being tested. Now, once a node has been tested, the results for that test are going to display in the bottom section of the node block. If the test was successful, you'll get a green entry. If the test was not successful, you'll get a red entry. Test results on the left indicate command test packets. Test results on the right of the node block indicate response packets. Here's a node that has 3 hops on it. So that's a lot of hops. What I'm going to do is optimize that node to try to reduce that if possible. There's no guarantee that this will work, but with 3 hops and with a number of devices I already have installed in my house, well, there's a shot that I may be able to whittle that down maybe to 2 hops instead of 3. You can see down on the bottom the log as it scrolls will display for you the progress of the optimization. First it'll optimize the node, then it will rescan all of the devices in the network and then update what you see on the screen. Look at this particular route right now and see if it changes in a moment. And it does. So I now have a better route. There's only 2 hops now instead of 3. So that was a definite improvement. Well, there you have it, folks. That's how Z-Seer Plus is designed to work. If you'd like to learn more about Z-Seer Plus, be sure to visit HomeSeer.com.